In this video, I'm going to finish the proof that Patrick Henry was indeed a Christian. And I will say this, I know that Thomas Jefferson got up on some podium, I don't remember exactly what the whole situation was, but he got up on a podium and he said, "I am a Christian." Well, anybody in a theater group could get up on stage in front of thousands of people and say, "I am a Christian." That doesn't make you Christian, that just says you wanted to say that. Of course, it would be quite embarrassing if you stood up on a podium like that and said, "I am a Christian," you really weren't. That'd be really embarrassing. But that's another story for another time. We'll talk about Thomas Jefferson later. Right now, we need to talk about Patrick Henry. Patrick Henry, when he put the writing on the back of that Stamp Act, was using a Bible verse to defend a Christian position. He also endorsed a tax to fund churches. Okay, this was going to be a government tax, so it was going to fund churches. Atheists and deists don't do this. Okay, but the biggest proof that I'm going to give about Patrick Henry was in a letter to a lady named Betsy, which, from what I understand, was either a daughter or a granddaughter. I'm not really sure exactly who this. It was a relation of Patrick Henry. I think it was either daughter or granddaughter. I'm not really sure which. It says, "Mr. William Aylett's arrival here with your letter gave me pleasure of hearing your welfare, and to hear that it is highly gratifying to me, as I so seldom see you." Okay. "As to the reports you have heard of my changing sides in politics, I can only say they are not true. I am too old to exchange my former opinions, which have grown up into fixed habits of thinking. True it is, I have condemned the conduct of our members in Congress because in refusing to raise money for the purposes of the British treaty, they in effect would have surrendered our country bound, hand and foot, to the power of the British nation. They must have been the consequence, I think, but the reasons for thinking are too tedious to trouble you with. The treaty is, in my opinion, a very bad one indeed. But what must I think of those men whom I myself warned of the danger of giving the power of making laws by means of treaty to the President and Senate, when I see these same men denying the existence of that power which they insisted in our convention ought properly to be exercised by the President and Senate and by none other. The policies of these men, both then and now, appears to me quite void of wisdom and foresight. These sentiments I did mention in conversation in Richmond, and perhaps others which I don't remember, but sure I am. My first principle is that from the British we have everything to dread when opportunities of oppressing us shall offer. It seems that every word was watched when I casually dropped and wrestled to answer party views. Who could have been so meanly employed? I know not, nor do I care, for I no longer consider myself an actor on the stage of public life. It is time for me to retire, and I shall never more appear in public character unless some unlooked-for circumstance shall demand from me a transient effort not inconsistent with private life, in which I have determined to continue. I see with concern our old Commander-in-Chief most abusively treated, nor are his long and great services remembered as any apology for his mistakes in an office to which he was totally unaccustomed. If he, whose character as our leader during the whole war was above all praise, is so roughly handled in his old age, what may be expected by men of the common standards of character, I ever wished he might keep himself clear of the office he bears and its attendant difficulties. But I am sorry to see the gross abuse which is published of him. Thus, my dear daughter," I guess it was his daughter, "have I pestered you with a long letter on politics, which is subject little interesting to you, except as it may involve my reputation. I have long learned the little value which is to be placed on popularity acquired by any other way than virtues, and I have also learned that it is often obtained by other means." Now I'm going to finish this letter in my next video.